Thank you very much. And we have to decide if we want to decide this matter now or put it over. I don't know that there's an advantage to putting it over. We've had a substantial amount of testimony, all of the information that was filed by the utility and the division and the lieutenant governor, I think has provided all of the information that's necessary or available for us to decide this matter.
I agree. What we heard today clearly is that the energy of burden that's experienced by many in Rhode Island tears at the social fabric of our state. And the tools that we have to manage the rate increase that we proposed in this filing for energy efficiency, the budget billing, switching to a competitive supplier, and acknowledge that those are not enough to help our most vulnerable customers. But the decision that is before this commission today is much more specific and technical and narrow. We're being asked to consider whether National Grid conducted its standard offer procurement and the RFP process in accordance with the procurement plan that was approved in docket 4556. We're being asked whether the bidding process they conducted was robust and whether the map that was presented in the filing is correct. And by Rhode Island law, the answer to those questions is yes, the National Grid is allowed to recover the cost of standard offering no more than those costs. So I think that acknowledging the hardship that this proposed rate increase that we've heard that this will bring about, we do have enough information that's been in the record that we've been reviewing since July to make a decision today.
Thank you. I think that was well stated, and I think that it is important that we do acknowledge the fact that in line with all of the information we've heard from the people who gave public comment, and again I want to compliment all of the people who gave public comment. I think that it was a very impressive presentation from all of the people who spoke. There were reasoned and very well thought out comments, and I think that I can speak for my fellow commissioners that it was very moving in very many respects. Just to reiterate some of the points that have been made throughout today, it is true that the decision before us today does not involve any profit on the part of the utility. National Grid, by law, is not allowed to profit from the sale of energy under the standard offer service. I would also note that many of the issues that were raised by people, not only by the parties and by witnesses, but also by a number of the people who gave public comment, talked about changes to the actual rate system, talked about addressing other issues that are not issues in the docket in the matter that's currently before us, but are things that are coming up. In fact, people may be aware that National Grid is filing a full rate case in November. At that time, they will be asking to redo the rate structure, however they choose to do it. Reference was made to docket 4600 in that the commission, after, and this was alluded to also, the incredible work that was done by all of the stakeholders in that matter. A number of recommendations were adopted by the commission. Among them is a directing National Grid to review all of the, particularly the low-income rate plans that are currently ongoing, and to do a rigorous examination of that. So many of the issues that are of tremendous concern to people will be coming up in that, and I encourage you all to participate in that. That is a matter that will involve actually grappling with all of those, not simply the current standard offer rate under the procurement plan.
Thank you. That was fabulous what both of you said, and that was mostly what I had planned to say. I just want to echo the chair's thanks to everyone who has taken the time to come out today and to make your voice heard. The stories are really compelling, and we are listening really, really hard. I think it affected all of us. I think that the chair's point about participating in the future rate case, where we actually will have some opportunities to really pour over how our ratepayer dollars are being spent, will emerge in that rate case. And I want to echo Meg's
And
thing.
the business model.
And the business model, beneficial electrification, and we're thinking about how to move into the future, the 21st energy system for the future while keeping prices affordable. I think that we forget, we don't pay attention to everyday Rhode Islanders and the impact that energy costs have on their businesses and their homes at our peril, and we're really committed to doing everything we can, both within the state and regionally, to try to keep the prices high. I want to just take the chance to welcome our commissioner, our newest commissioner, Abigail Anthony. She is often called a brilliant, I don't want to embarrass you, but a brilliant economist, and she's also incredibly thoughtful, and she's spent her career working on behalf of Rhode Islanders, and in the chair, as most people know, we have one of the finest lawyers in the state who, again, has spent many years working to protect Rhode Island interests. But it's not something that we can do on our own. It takes the time and the energy of everyone here today. And again, we've seen that the Wiley Center was at the table for an entire year, along with TechRI, with the Lieutenant Governor's Group, National Grid, and the competitive suppliers, all kind of grappling with the issues that we're trying to address. But having everyone come today and speak their mind and let us know about their concerns is really important. So thanks for that.
I just wanted to add or acknowledge that we heard a wide variety of recommendations in public comment and in the testimony today of strategies and tactics for lowering the cost of Rhode Island energy system generally, and for making bills more manageable. And as both Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Gold said, that we will have opportunities to take those recommendations into account and further dockets.
I would also like to touch on the idea, several people recommended that the commission either reject the requested rate filed by National Grid, or that we spread out the rate increase over time. I think that both of those options are bad at this time. I think that they would be very deleterious to ratepayers were we to do either. First, if we were to reject the rate increase, National Grid could go to court, and under the law that's in place, National Grid is entitled to recover their costs of the energy that they provide to their customers. So it would just mean that something would be tied up in court for who knows how long, at which time National Grid would surely prevail, and ratepayers would then have whatever the current rates were, plus all of the rates that were not put in place, all lumped together on the bill, and that would be a much worse hardship in facing customers. Several people also recommended spreading out the increase over a longer period of time. We did in fact do that in 2014. The decision was in 2014. And that worked out well at that time, relying on the forecasts that were available, certainly for the warmer weather months, but going forward it appeared that prices would be at least stable, if not perhaps lower. And we were lucky. We turned out to be correct on that. I think we've heard a lot of evidence today that prices are likely to go up. They're not likely to remain stable for the next year or two, or to fall. And so putting off this request I don't think would be of benefit to the ratepayers, because the favorable conditions that made that work out previously are simply not present at this time, I don't believe. So I think that I would recommend that we rule on the request from National Grid. And I would move that first, we find that National Grid did follow the procurement plan that the PC adopted. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I would also move that we find that National Grid calculated the rates correctly. We had a significant amount of unchallenged evidence on that. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Given those two findings, I would move to approve National Grid's filing of July 18th, 2017 for effect October 2017. The proposed standard offer service rates for the residential group and commercial group for the months of October 2017 through March 2018, and for the industrial group for the months of October 2017 through December 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I believe that is everything that's before us today.
Shame on you.
Thank you, everyone, to everyone who has participated